G'day everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today on the board we have the MXR carbon copy in a tiny little mini footprint. So this is full analog delay. So it's got that beautiful degradation of your signal where you lose a bit of bottom end, you lose a bit of top end as the repeats continue on, and it just sounds amazing, like an old, almost like an old tape deck. And I've got one there behind me. That way, if you don't believe me, I know what I'm talking about. And this thing sounds amazing. Now these carbon copy pedals, believe it or not, are almost 10 years old. I think it was almost 10 years ago the MXR released the first carbon copy, and they're on boards all over the world. But anyway, that's enough out of me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a listen to it clean. I'm going to give you a listen to it with some dirt in the front. I've got the Solid Gold Effects Commodore Overdrive there, which is a blues breaker style in front of me. It's got sliders on it, which is way bit cooler than knobs. Anyway, and then I'm going to play it into a dirty channel on the Katana as well. So at the moment, I'm nice and clean. I just got a little bit of reverb. It's my Gretsch baritone, for those of you that don't know what's going on here. Because I'm normally playing a Telecaster. But I forget how lovely this guitar is to play and how awesome it sounds. Anyway. I put everything at 12 o'clock. So you can hear as the repeats continue, the band of frequencies that it copies become less and less and less and less. And that's that's the old-fashioned, old-style chips that are in it. They're not as hi-fi as they are like a full digital chip. All right. So in terms of mix, with these old analog delay pedals, the mix doesn't take your dry signal out of it. So all the mix does is increase the volume of the delay. So at the moment, with the mix up full, the delays are actually louder than the initial guitar signal. Which is awesome, all the way down to nothing. So we'll leave it sort of up around that sort of 1 or 2 o'clock. All right, now the actual delay knob says how fast or slow the delay repeats are. And a funny quirk of these analog delay pedals is the longer the delays, the more the degradation of the signal afterwards. So you lose a lot more frequencies if you have a longer delay. If you have a really short delay, it's actually a lot more hi-fi, the repeat, because the chip can handle it a lot better. Just adds a lovely ambience to your signal, and because it loses all of its top end and its bottom end, it doesn't get in the way of your initial guitar signal. Which is totally awesome. So the other really good thing for analog delays is that you can actually dial in a really nice slapback with it. you're doing some chicken picking or a country play, especially if you've got a baritone in your hands. You can get a really nice slapback out of it. Now, the other cool thing that this pedal does, because it's an analog delay, if you turn the regenerate up, that determines how long the repeats carry on for. It will self-oscillate very, very easily. You just really need to. You really just need to watch your volume when it starts to self-oscillate, because it is pretty much just feedback, really. Now, because it's an MXR pedal, and all MXR pedals have a little trick or two up the sleeve, this also has a mod button, which has a sort of preset modulation for you. So you can hear the modulation going up there. Now, I know the bigger ones have trim pots on the inside, but you can adjust the rate and the depth of that modulation. I can't see on the manual anywhere where it says there's trim pots for this one, but I imagine there would be. Right, now on the side of this, there's also a little tiny switch that changes the sound of the delay, so it focuses more on the upper end frequency. So I'm just going to hit that little switch now, hopefully. Now there's a little light on there, I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but there's a little light on that comes on that lets you know if you're on the bright setting. So there it is, bright setting on. Nope. It's too little to get your finger in there to do it, so you've got to use a pen. And then back to the darker delays as well. Alright, there we go. I'm going to leave the mod on because I like it. It makes it sound more like an old tape echo. Now I'm going to punch the Solid Gold Effects Commodore Overdrive into it. It's pretty glorious. Now, obviously, I've got the mix up a little bit higher than I normally would for the delays, just so you can hear what's going on. But it handles the dirt beautifully. Just going to swap it over to a dirty channel on the Katana so you can have a listen to that as well. Now, the reason I've showed you why it sounds like, what it sounds like going into a dirty amp is because some really good players like Eddie Van Halen and stuff over the years have put their delays in front of their amp. So if you're going direct into your amp, this is how it's going to sound. Then I may as well punch some dirt into the front of it as well while it's going into a dirty amp, and then you get to hear the whole lot. I wish you guys could be here in the studio and just hear how epic this sounds. So apparently, putting dirt before your analog delay and then going into a dirty amp sounds absolutely fucking amazing. So there you go. I've discovered something new today. So anyway, this is the MXR carbon copy. We'd like to thank the Jim Dunlop family of companies for sending us this pedal. It's very kind, and your support for the channel is very much appreciated. If you've got this far, please give us a thumbs up or a like and a subscribe, that sort of stuff. Everything you do helps the channel, and it's absolutely free to you. So if you got this far, thank you very much, and hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.